Hey guys, I'm Danny the Traveler, and I'm here with Rocky the Traveler, and welcome to a new episode of the Rocky Roadshow. Today, I'm gonna show you guys the top 11 things you need to pack when going on a road trip with your dog. So we're on our way to a little mini road trip to Wales to see if we wanna move there. And I thought I would make this video to help any of you out. Any of you who might be confused as to what to pack when going on a little adventure with your pup. Rocky's had a long day. If you don't know what to do not worry. I have felt your pain before, and we are here to help. Now, I am, of course, talking about a road trip within the country that doesn't require a pet passport or anything like that. So the list is mostly just things that you'll need to keep your dog going and to keep him or her safe. At the end of the video, I'll show you guys the most important thing you need to pack. First and foremost, make sure your dog is already used to the idea of going in a car and is desensitized to all the traffic noise and the motion. Otherwise, the road trip isn't going to be very fun for you guys at all. Alright, so let's get started and show you guys 11 things to pack on a road trip with your dog. You gotta keep your dog safe in the car. It's no fun if you're driving along and all of a sudden you hit the brakes and your dog goes flying across the car. Not to mention, it's quite dangerous for them. This is a very basic seatbelt which you can buy in any pet store or online. It buckles to Rocky's harness. Ta-da! Now Rocky is just like me with a seatbelt. Of course, there are plenty of other seatbelts and seat harnesses that keep your dog safe while in the car. So look into those so you can keep your dog buckled in your car. Some people like to put their dogs all the way in the back if they have a bigger car to keep them safe. So that's also an option. If your dog doesn't do very well in cars, then also consider putting them in a small and secure crate that will stay tied down in the car. So now that you've got that taken care of, let's move on to number 2. So let's face it, even we humans can get a little hangry on the road, which is why we always carry road trip snacks or we make a stop along the way. Well, guess what? Your dog is no different, and they'll get pretty hungry along the way. Bring some snacks and treats for them. As to where will you put these snacks? Well, this leads me to my next one. I carry a backpack for Rocky when I go on a road trip because it makes things much easier when you gotta carry around different things. In here, I carry pretty much everything he needs during the road trip, including this little important thing, which brings me to my next one. You gotta keep your dog hydrated, especially in the summer months. Carry around a couple of filled up bottles if possible, and make sure you have access to be able to refill it. Here, I got this very simple and very inexpensive travel water bottle. But if you don't have that, then make sure you carry around the item on number 5. When you're traveling, it's still important, of course, to feed and keep your dog hydrated. So it's handy to have a bowl to pour water or food in there. I highly suggest a collapsible bowl so you can save space. There are also quite inexpensive and they can be found online or at your local pet store. With a bowl, you'll be able to give your dog water and feed them to keep their bellies full, which leads me to my next point. Now, nobody I know likes to step on dog poo. It's the worst realization I think I ever felt when you get the sensation that you stepped in it. I realize it's not always possible to pick up after your dog, especially when they're running free in nature. But for me, I still carry some around, especially when we do urban exploration and have to walk in a city. I definitely don't want to get a fine for leaving poo on the sidewalk, and I'm sure you don't either. It's nice for your dog to be able to run around freely, but there are times when you need to take them on a walk, and they have to be leashed. For example, in public areas or heritage sites or the city. So make sure you carry around one of these. If your dog is anything like mine, then they'll want to get as comfortable as they possibly can. So it's nice to be able to give them a little dog blanket or bed on the road. Not on the road, but while you're driving, that's what I meant. Also, some hotels will definitely appreciate it if you carry a dog bed. When I was a kid and I was in my mom's car on a long drive, my mind would wander, and then I would get restless, and then I would wish I had some toys. Guess what? Your dog might get bored too, so you definitely want to pack a couple of toys for the trip so they can play in the car or while they're on the adventure. Before you leave on your road trip, check to see what the weather is like. Unless of course you're like me, you leave things at the last minute and then you just completely forget. If it's rainy, I recommend packing a small little raincoat. This one was really inexpensive and you can easily fold this and put it in your backpack. There's also cold weather coats, cooling down bandanas, and other things you can consider. And the most important thing, carry a small little first aid kit for your dog. Going out in nature or even walking through the city streets can expose your dog to many things. You don't want to have your dog's paws get cut by the rocks and not be prepared for that. This doggy first aid kit can include things like ointments, flea and tick medication, bandages, or other medicine. Also, keep your vet's emergency number handy. Well, that covers the top 11 things that you need to carry with you when you're going on a road trip with your dog. I hope this helps you prepare for your upcoming adventure with your best friend. We've packed all our stuff now, have you?